All right, what is going on, everyone? So, welcome to the premiere episode of the Nutrient Health Project podcast. My name is Andrew Frisch. My wife, Holly Frisch, is not with us right now, but I hope to get her shy self in front of the camera and on the microphone soon. We'll see when I can do that. As this is the first episode, before we get into the meat and potatoes of this episode and the 0-day challenge and what it is and how you can do it and why you'd want to do it, I want to kind of explain who I am, why I'm here, and why I have any relevance here. So again, my name is Andrew Allen Frisch. I've been a personal trainer and nutrition coach for about 11 or 12 years at this point. I've helped a lot of people lose over 100 plus pounds. My wife, Holly, again, she was one of my first clients. She lost 92 or 93 pounds in the first 9 months that we trained together, right? So, and there are, dozens, if not hundreds of people who have lost 30, 40, 50 pounds along the way. I've worked at gyms off and on. The situation is we train people in their homes. We have people travel to us, and we also work with people all over the country. Right now, we have people in Texas, Florida, Virginia, Tennessee, and California. So pretty much if there's a way to help someone, I will find it, whether that's personal training, nutrition coaching, or a combination of both. Again, I've been doing this for about 11 or 12 years. Certification wise, I have 6 or 7 certifications through NASM. I've done Precision Nutrition's level 1 and level 2, and I'm currently going through a lot of the NCI certifications, Nutrition Coaching Institute. They've got a lot of good certifications too, if you're interested in doing that. So that brings me to today. In addition to training the clients that I'm working with in person or online, I want to be able to put out content like this. Instead of just making random Facebook posts here and there, I want to put out videos and podcasts and written articles that help people nutritionally, help them training, help them supplements, nootropics, all of that, mindset, lifestyle hacking, the whole thing. If there's a way to help somebody get healthier, I want to help them. Along the way in these episodes, you may also hear me talk about some things that are related but unrelated, because I to the health and fitness field, because I kind of view myself as a wannabe polymath. Real quick, a polymath, if you're unfamiliar, it's just someone who is really good in a lot of different areas. My personal heroes, Benjamin Franklin and Leonardo da Vinci, are some of the more common ones that people know as polymaths. So my interests outside of training and nutrition, in all things health and fitness, I'm extremely interested in biochemistry, in cryptocurrency, in computer programming, anything in those fields. They are fair game for these. So I may talk about any of those in some of these future episodes. But anyways, enough about me. Nutrient Health and Fitness is the business. It's myself and my wife, Holly Frisch. It is us working on this, trying to grow a following, and giving back to you, our followers, our listeners, to help give you something beneficial. So with that, let me get this presentation rolling. So let me bring my face down here. All right, so here I am in the little corner. Okay, so this challenge is called the 0-day challenge. And the tagline basically is change yourself for the better forever. I need to remember to read all of this because I know not everyone that's partaking in this is watching it. Some of you may just be listening to it. So 0-day challenge, change yourself, for the better forever. Why is it called the 0-day challenge? Well, because the way I'm looking at this is, at the end of this slideshow, you'll understand, but if you are taking this on, at the end of this thing, you will be a different person. So 0-day challenge means that the day before you start it is your day 0. It's the last day of you as that person, and you're closing that chapter and you're opening a new chapter. So you're starting at 0 and you're starting to forge yourself into a new person. So 0-day challenge. Again, change yourself for the better forever. So it's just such a catchy tagline. I got to say it twice. So the what of the 0-day challenge. What is it? Well, first and foremost, I have to give substantial, abundant credit to Andy Frisella, because you'll notice, if anyone is familiar with him or his 75 hard challenge, the backbone, the meat and potatoes, the bulk of this challenge comes from that. And I no way in shape and form want to take anything from Andy and the 75 Hard Challenge. It is a phenomenal challenge. And as I go into this presentation and the slideshow and the podcast, I think you'll understand why I've done what I've done with it. But again, abundant credit goes to Andy Frisella. 75 Hard Backbone is the backbone to all of this. So what I did, and like I said, we'll go into it as the tasks coming up are what you'll be completing. But the 75 Hard in and of itself is 75 days of you completing 7 different challenges every single day for 75 days. And if you miss one, it doesn't matter if you're on day 2 or if you're on day 72, you have to start over. So every single day you have to complete all 7 of those tasks. I adjusted this for the proper difficulty level because out of those 7 tasks, Holly and I pretty much do 6 every single day, sometimes 7. And again, you'll see what the tasks are here in a second, or you'll hear what they are here in a second. But I wanted to make this challenging. I didn't want it to just be like, oh, like, let's just kind of do what we're already doing. Let's make it a little more challenging. So that instead of it being 7 tasks, I took it up to 12 for myself. I think Holly is currently doing 8 or 9. I think she's at 9 right now. Some of the clients that I've already talked to about this are doing 6 and 2, right? So it's like whatever number of tasks works for you is where you'll put that bar at. The most important thing here is this last line on the slide. When I'm typically working with someone as a training client or a nutrition client, I am trying to make things like doable and not too challenging, right? So something that they teach you in precision nutrition is like on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, like, I don't think I could do that at all. And 10 being like, sure thing, no problem, I can do that. I ask someone, hey, this dietary thing that we're talking about, getting more protein on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being like, no way at all, 10 being like, sure thing, coach, got it. How comfortable are you saying that you could have more protein in your diet or whatever the thing may be? And I typically want someone to say like a 9 or a 10. Like for sure, I could definitely get more protein in my diet. If someone is like a 7 or even an 8, like you want to scale it back and make it a little bit easier. Like, okay, instead of an extra 50 grams of protein, could you do an extra 30 grams of protein? You keep scaling it back to where it's like, it's not too big of a challenge and it's like an easy win. And I'm a big proponent of that. Even in training, people will say like, hey, I'm not running at all. And I want to start running 4 days a week right now or 5 days a week. It's like, all right, how much are you running right now? 0 days. And you're going to go to 5 days a week. Yep. So the thing with that is if you say you're going to start running 5 days a week, let's say you run Monday and Tuesday and you get 2 days down, you take Wednesday off because you're a little sore, and then you run again Thursday and maybe even run on Friday. And then Saturday comes around and you're so effing sore because you haven't run at all. And now you've run 4 days, but it's not 5, and you don't run on Saturday. You're at least some small part of you is going to feel like a failure because you didn't do what you said you were going to do, right? So when it comes to training and nutrition and getting people to make change happens like small changes stack up and compound interest. They build up to a big change. So when it comes to someone running, I would tell them instead of doing 5 days a week or 4 days a week, if you're not running at all, do 1 or 2 days a week. That way, if you run Monday and you run Wednesday or Thursday, you've done what you said you were going to do and you win. This whole challenge, hear me on this whole challenge is the complete opposite. So normally I would say I want this thing to be doable for you and not too challenging. This challenge should be challenging and not easily doable, right? Not impossible, and we'll get to that here in a few slides, but it needs to be something that challenges you and pushes you instead of it being easily doable. So here are the tasks, and I need to shrink my head on video so you can see all of these. But so like I said, there are 12 tasks to choose from. These first 7 are again from the 75 Hard. So the first task is work out once. And I'll go over these a little slower in case you're just listening to this and you need to kind of write these down or think about them. So the first task, work out once. The second task, work out a second time. By definition in the 75 Hard, each one of those workouts is supposed to be a minimum of 45 minutes. And one of those 2 workouts needs to be outdoors. So Holly and I are doing this in a really good time. As I'm recording this, it is June 23rd, I believe, 2021. So we can go outside and get our walks in, or take the battle rope outside, or do push-ups out on the front porch, or squats on the front porch. You get the idea. We're doing it at a good time. My buddy Alan Wise, who has a really good podcast in his own right called The Wise Asses with he and his brother Cody. Alan, who also puts my Holly and I's training programs together, he did this during the winter, January and February, I believe. So his psycho ass was outside doing farmer walks, sliding all over the ice and snow. But so first two tasks: work out once, work out a second time. One of those two at least needs to be outdoors. Number 3 task, you're going to drink 1 gallon of water every day. Number 4, you're going to take progress pictures every single day. Number 5, you're going to follow a diet. Doesn't matter what it is, just follow a diet. Stick to something for 75 days. That alone can change someone. Number 6, no cheat meals. And I believe 75 Hard, Andy Frisella has it listed as no cheat meals and no alcohol. I don't drink, but I wanted to completely abstain from everything 100%. So I changed that to no cheat meals and no substances, period. No, nothing. If anything is going to alter your consciousness, drop it for 75 days. This is all about, number 6 is all about total sobriety and total temperance, right? Like balance and not overdoing it. Number 7, read 10 pages of nonfiction. So again, those first 7, Holly and I were pretty much doing all of them except for not a second workout every day. We did do them on occasion, but it wasn't an everyday thing. So those first 7's like, all right, I can make this tougher. I want to make this a challenge for me. So on top of those first 7, and again, that last one, read 10 pages of nonfiction, on top of all of those, I added number 8, journal every day. And that doesn't need to be a lot, right? 5 or 10 minutes. I will typically fill out 1 page on my book, which usually takes me about 10 to 12 minutes. So journal every day. Number 9, meditate. That again, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever works for you in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. But meditation. Number 10, a cold shower. This is one that I think a lot of people stray away from. It's funny, again, going back to my buddy Alan. He does the 5-minute cold showers. He hates it, absolutely hates it. I came across a guy named Wim Hof. If you're not familiar with Wim Hof, look him up. Fantastic human being. W-I-M as in Matthew, H-O-F as in Frank, I guess. I don't know. But Wim Hof, the Iceman. So cold showers, cold plunges, those have been in my repertoire for years, and I love them. Cold showers, I can sit in the shower for 10, 15 minutes cold, and it doesn't bother me. It's a great way to wake up. It's a good way to add some years to your life. It's a great way to lose some extra weight. And it's a great way to build mental discipline, which again is what this challenge is all about. So number 10, cold showers. Number 11, so on the slideshows, it says less than X minutes of distractions. I want to leave that vague for every person to kind of adjust it how they need to, how they see fit. For me, distractions means scrolling on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Reddit. I can easily, if I can't sleep, even though I know I shouldn't be on my damn phone, I'll open my phone and I'll get on Reddit and I'll just scroll sometimes for 2 hours at night. There are some nights, Holly and I are usually up at 3 a.m. every day and typically try to be in bed by 7 or 8 p.m. at the latest. There's been days where it's 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, I can't sleep. And I guess I'll open Reddit and see if I can just bore myself to sleep. And then before I know it, it's 1 a.m. and I got to turn around and get up in like 2 or 3 hours. So for me, less than X minutes of distractions basically equates to, it's again, 75 days. And I'm scaling that down in blocks of 15. So you don't have to overthink it like this. I'm definitely guilty of overthinking things. Anybody that knows me and listening to this right now, you're probably laughing in the background because you know that. But for me, the way I'm doing this is from days 1 to 15, I'm allowing myself less than 20 minutes of scrolling on Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, again, whatever it is. I have gotten less than 10 minutes in the last couple of days. So days 16 through 30, I'm dropping that to 15 minutes or less. Days 31 to 45, I'm doing 10 minutes or less. And then days 46 to 75, 5 minutes or less scrolling on social media. So look at that and whether you want to do all the way through one number, if you want to scale it down as you go, whatever it might be, considering that there are days where I'll be on there for 2 hours, 20 minutes is a hell of a significant drop. So I'm happy with that for those first 15 days. And again, dropping it every 15 days. But think about what is something that's distracting you. Is it television? Is it, getting caught up in people's gossip, whatever it is, and then say, I'm going to do less than X minutes every day of that distraction. I'm really going to focus on building my focus. The very last one, number 12, is X factor. And again, I'm leaving that open because I want it to be something that will help each individual person further their life in some regard. So for me, my X factor is doing this podcast. This is something I've talked about for over a year of wanting to do. And I've wanted to get my wife on here and do it. And I was waiting for her, but she's a little shyer than I am. And I've been in front of the camera off and on for, 7, 8 years now at this point, 9, 10 years. So I'm comfortable here, probably too comfortable. So I've been waiting for her to do it with me, or I've been waiting for my other buddy Joe to get on here, and you'll hear him at some point, I'm sure. I've been waiting for things to be perfect. And little secret, things are never going to be perfect. So you have to take action. So if I don't do something, that X factor, if I don't do something to move the ball forward for me that day, something important, something that I probably don't want to do, that's the thing I need to do. If I don't do it, I got to restart this all over. So yesterday, the X factor for me, it might sound silly, was just to get groceries and cook them, because I had 3 hour-long training sessions. I had a total of 4 phone calls I had to make. It was a busy, busy day, and I just barely got everything done. But I knew if I didn't do it, if I didn't cook food yesterday, I'd be cooking food today, which means I probably wouldn't be able to record the podcast today. And I wanted to get this damn thing done today. So that's my X factor. So again, we'll come back to those tasks again at the end, but I wanted to kind of run over them right now so you know what they are. All right, so continuing on, we're going to go over the why. Why should you do this challenge? Why am I doing this challenge? Why are Holly and I doing this challenge? So one of the greatest things about my life and about our life, her life, is also one of the worst right now. And I mean that in the best way possible. But like our life, our wedding, our marriage, our partnership, our friendship is like nothing short of excellent, right? Like I'm so beyond blessed to have Holly as my wife, and I'll spare you all the mushy stuff, but like life is really, really good. And because it's really, really good, we're really, really happy. And because we're really, really happy, we're in a comfort zone, right? Like we're still busting our butt. Again, we get up at 3 a.m. and we work out and we study and we do all of these things. But studying and working out only move you forward so fast, right? It really comes down to, again, those X factors, doing those things that you probably don't really want to do, but you know you should. And when you're in your comfort zone, you're not going to be doing those things, right? So this is the why. I wanted to get out of that comfort zone. I wanted to be doing more in my life. And in order to do more in your life, you have to be more in your life. And that is a there's an equilibrium between those two, if I can use a chemistry term. So if you want to do more, you have to be more. If you want to be more, you have to do more. That's a give and take, right? It's what people would refer to as like an upward cycle, right? Like a beneficial habit that's giving into you. And as you do more, you become more. As you become more, you're able to do more, and it just repeats all the way up. And I'm coming, again, 43 years of age. I've spent the majority of my 20s and 30s in downward cycles, coming over alcohol addiction, drug addiction, eating disorders, massive bouts of depression, praying to not wake up the next morning, right? I don't want to go down anymore. I want to go up, and I want to help other people go up. So doing this to do more, to be more. I found, again, there were many times that I talked about doing something, this podcast or writing articles or building programs for people, and I would let myself down. I wouldn't follow through on it. So I'm doing this challenge to say, hey, I did these 12 difficult things for 75 days straight. Damn, look at my follow through. Look at my mental discipline. Look at what I can do if I just put my mind to it. And I want to get in the habit of doing what the hell I say I'm going to do. So doing this challenge it's going to help me with my follow through. It's going to help me with my mental toughness, and it's going to help me keep my word to the most important person that you should keep your word to, and that's yourself. If you can't trust your own word, if you say something and immediately you kind of second guess, like, am I really going to do that? Why did I say that? I don't really mean it. Like, this challenge is for you. This is something that's going to help you follow through on what the hell you say you're going to do with your life, right? You keep your word to yourself and good things happen. Again, you become more. So that's the why. The how, again, I've talked about this a little bit, but the how of this challenge, you don't need to do all 12, right? And even with the 75 hard, I'm assuming Andy Frisella would say, like, no, you need to do all 7 regardless. I would say it at its simplest, do one thing that's challenging out of that, right? Like, and I've reduced this down to say, like, hey, if somebody can just drink a gallon of water every single day for 75 days, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel good about yourself. You're probably going to lose some weight in the act of doing that. And that's just from one of the 12 tasks. That's just from drinking water every single day, a gallon of water every single day. So the how of this is you're going to look at those 12 tasks and you're going to set them up and adjust out of those 12. Like I said, I'm doing 12. My wife is doing 8 or 9 of them. One client is doing 6. Another client is doing like 2 or 3 of them. And how do you know if you're doing enough or if you're doing too much? So you got to remember, this needs to be challenging, right? You're trying to push yourself. So it's not easily doable. It's challenging. And it's not impossible. Again, it's challenging. So you're trying to do something that's going to push you, that's going to make you a little uncomfortable every day. But when you're looking down the barrel of 75 days of this, you shouldn't be like, how in the hell am I going to do this, right? If you're not working out at all right now, if you're not drinking water, if you haven't read a book since high school, right? If you don't even have a working camera, then doing the 2 workouts a day, drinking water, doing progress pictures, and reading 10 pages of fiction every day, it's probably not going to do you any good, right? I would start with one thing and then build up to it, because here's the beautiful thing. You can do a lot of 75-day challenges in a 365-day year, right? So start out with 1 or 2 of them if that's challenging, or 3 or 4 of them if that's challenging. Do that for 75 days, and then go to the next 75 days and build on top of that. And I believe that's what Andy Frisella has people do, is start with that 75 hard, and then after that, they build on top of it. So adjust as needed, make it challenging, but not impossible. The one thing I would say with this, and I just had a talk with a client about this yesterday, Amy, if you're listening, I love you. But you need to be mentally prepared to go to war with yourself. And I say that because it's my belief that, I mean, just to say it bluntly, like, human beings are mentally weak. If I was left to my own devices, if I didn't have this fire burning inside of me from 20 years of self-sabotaging, and not wanting to be here anymore, if I didn't have this fire burning inside of me to help rectify that and help leave this world a better place, and left to my own devices, like, I'm probably going to sit on the couch and play video games and eat like Halo Top ice cream and cashews all day long, right? So mentally be prepared to go to war with yourself, because you're gonna have days where, oh, it's raining outside, and guess I can't do that second workout outside. I'll just do it inside. It's like, well, no, you said you were going to do it outside. Get your ass outside and walk in the rain. And oh no, there's a tornado coming. Find a safe spot and do air squats on your porch. Like, I don't give a shit what it is, but you have to be mentally prepared to say, for these next 75 days, I'm doing all of my whatever number of tasks you choose. I'm doing them all, and I'm not going to falter, because your brain is going to try to talk you out of it. Your brain is going to say, I'm tired, I'm bored, I don't want to meditate, I don't want to journal right now. God, this cold shower really sucks. I don't want to do this. Whatever it is, and you have to be able to, like, bully yourself into it and say, hey, this is why I'm meditating. This is why I'm journaling. This is why I'm doing these 2 workouts every day. Whatever, this is why I'm drinking the gallon of water every day. Whatever the challenges of the tasks out of this challenge are that you pick up, you have to know why you're doing those things, and you have to be able to hold that line. That's the whole effing purpose to this entire challenge is to improve your mental toughness, your mental discipline, your ability to follow through, and again, keep your word to yourself. So don't take this lightly. Know that you're going to war with yourself mentally, right? The days are going to come. Some days may be easy. Some days are going to be a challenge. So the when do you do this? Honestly, you decide. When are you ready to do it, right? What I would say is there's never going to be a perfect day, right? Like me recording this podcast. There are so many things I want to change about it and so many things I want to improve on it and all that. And I will as we go, but like I'm taking action. I'm recording this right now. And it took me a long time to get to the point where I said, enough is enough. I'm just going to record the damn thing. So here I am. I finally decided to take action. So you decide when the time is right for you, but understand the time is never going to be right for you, right? You have to be able to just say, I'm going to do it on this day. Most people wait until New Year's or the first of a new month or a Monday or something like that. If you're listening to this on a random Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday and I'm gonna have fun this weekend and then I'll start fresh on Monday, you're already dead in the water. Whenever you're hearing this, if you know you need to do it, start. Whether that's today, if it's the morning and you have time to get your tasks done, do it. If it's tomorrow morning, do it. But don't say, oh, I'll start this in 2 weeks. Because the times are never going to be perfect, right? In the next 75 days, when my wife and I are doing this challenge, we're going to have to travel to Michigan and be nowhere near a gym, right? We're going to have to go to a 2-day conference for nutrition coaching. We're not going to be in ideal circumstances, but you can bet your ass that we're getting all of our tasks done and we're checking that off because I'm not starting at zero. Like, so that chapter is closed. So again, you decide when you want to do it, but the time is never going to be perfect. Just start, take action, period. Again, when mentally prepared, right? So be mentally prepared. Don't wait for perfect time. Don't wait for the perfect action. When you say, all right, self, I'm going to do this, you need to suck it up and be ready to support me, like talking to yourself. When you're mentally prepared, that's when you do it. That's when you go. I've got on here, tell others or don't. There are two schools of thought when it comes to this. One is when you're going to do something big, say you're going to quit smoking cigarettes or you're going to try to lose weight or you're going to start saving money, whatever the typical New Year's resolutions are. One school of thought will say, hey, when you're going to do something tough, you should tell a lot of people because they'll give you social accountability, right? Whether it's posting it on your Facebook page or just telling your family. If you tell other people, they're going to hold you accountable. And that works for some people, right? There's a reason that it's out there for a school of thought when it comes to this. I'm of the other school of thought because I think that when we have that conversation with someone and we say, hey, I'm going to lose weight, for example, right? I'm going to lose 15 pounds of weight. And you tell somebody, if you think and you're really honest with yourself, just telling that person that you're going to do the thing kind of feels good. And in some small way, you kind of let yourself off the hook just by telling them that you're going to do the thing because you got that little kind of dopamine boost of like, yeah, I'm going to do that thing. And accountability doesn't mean shit if you don't want to do the thing, right? Then it just becomes a negative and it becomes something that's nagging, that's in the back of your mind all the time, that your person is like, hey, how's that 15 pounds weight loss going? And you're like, shut the hell up, get away from me, because like you're not doing it, right? So I'm of the belief that it's better to not tell people, that it's better to like tell people that you're doing a 75-day challenge on the 75th day when you're checking it off and saying you're done with it, right? That's how you should do this. Now, if you want to pull in your spouse, if you want to pull in your kids or your coworkers or something like that, then tell them and get them on board. But you better tell them to be mentally prepared for war too, because what will happen is if you pull people on and they're not ready to go to war with their own brains, they're going to bail, and them bailing might make it easier for you to bail. So again, it's your choice whether you want to tell other people or not. Me personally, I would say don't tell anybody a damn thing and let them notice, like, have you lost some weight? You look really good. Like, whatever it is that you're working on, out of all of those 12 tasks, they'll notice in that 75 days. So I would say don't tell anybody, but that's your choice to make. And again, in closing this up, the 0-day challenge, 0 day because you're closing the current chapter that you're on and you're opening a new one. And I don't know about you, but if I think about possibilities, if I think about what I could become, if I think about if I just do this podcast every week, 2 or 3 episodes or whatever I end up being able to do, but I'm consistent with it. And I give you, the listener, something of benefit, something that either educates you or inspires you or entertains you. If I do that and I don't stop doing it, by 2023, 2024, 2025, the landscape of nutrient health and fitness and the Nutrient Health Project may be completely different, right? So that is exciting to me. The idea of opening a new chapter of okay, I've got all of these things in line and it took me to 43 to get these things in line. Now what can I do with the next 10 years, the next 15, 20 years of my life, right? That shit's exciting. That lights a fire under my ass like you wouldn't believe. So close your current chapter. Think about this new chapter that you want to open, and wherever you are in life, whether you're 25 listening to this, 45, 65, or 85, or anywhere in between, or older or younger, whatever the hell it might be, where are you right now? Where do you want to be? And understand that the only thing that's keeping you from where you want to be is you, is your mental ability, is your ability to follow through, is your ability to plan and execute, right? And that's what this is all about. So close the current chapter, open the new one. Now, if you want to contact me, this would be where you would do it. Facebook and Instagram. Social media, that's another thing that I need to work on and get better, but now I'll be producing content to share on there. But Facebook and Instagram, you can find me on there, Andrew Allen Frisch. You can find us at Nutrient Official on Facebook and Nutrient Official on Instagram. Those sites will both be growing. The website is currently under construction, but if you went there today, June 23rd, you're just going to see all the stock Latin text that's on a brand new website. But that's on my schedule to do over the next 7 to 10 days. But the website is nutrient-health.com. Again, nutrient-health.com. That will be up and running and well kept within another 7 to 10 days. Again, my name is Andrew Frisch. You can find me on Facebook. You can find me on YouTube. There are, I don't even know, 300-400 something videos on YouTube at this point. A lot of exercise tutorials, but a lot of them are going to be now in this video slideshow presentation format. So, and if anything else, if you want to email me and get longer conversations going, the best email is nutrienthaf@gmail.com. So that's nutrient health and fitness at gmail.com, nutrienthaf@gmail.com. And then one last time for anybody watching this video or listening, the 12 tasks, again, work out once, work out twice, one of them being outdoors. Number 3, drink a gallon of water a day. Number 4, progress pictures every day. Number 5, follow a diet. Number 6, no cheat meals, no substances. Number 7, read 10 pages of nonfiction. Number 8, journal. Number 9, meditate. Number 10, a cold shower. Number 11, less than X minutes of whatever distraction you choose. And number 12, your X factor, whatever it is that you need to do to move the ball forward. So that is the Nutrient Health and Fitness 0-day challenge. Again, change yourself for the better forever. Thank you all for listening. I hope you all have a awesome, blessed day. Love you all. Go be awesome. And thank you, everyone. I will see you on the next episode. Later.